Good afternoon, everyone. Clap your hands together.
Reading skills.
Show! Maybe I need information fast. Maybe I don't want my hand up last. Maybe I want to find something specific. But this scan reading is really terrific. Maybe I need to get an overview. Maybe I just want to quickly review. Maybe I could look at keywords and headings. The next speed reading technique is called skimming. We can start to get a bit more analytical. We can then start to get more critical. We're reading more depth, and that's close reading, because we don't need any more spoon feeding. We can read for pleasure and to get a full account. We can fully understand what the text is about. These are the skills that can make me a leader. Continuous reading makes me a better reader. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the afternoon session of the Reading Skills Show. Couple of things. First of all, can I just have a massive thank you to both Our Lady's Princethorpe in Rugby and also to Bear Park Primary. Thank you so much for sharing about the shows on your social media accounts. That is really appreciated. Thank you so much. We've got a couple of birthdays for next week as well. We have Jack, Alfie, and Heidi from Deanbank School. Their birthdays next week. We've got Joseph from Hetton Primary, who has a birthday next week. We've got Georgiana from Pittington Primary School, who's got a birthday next week. And we've got Chelsea from the Weld, who's got a birthday next week. And Ivy from Townend Academy, who's also got a birthday next week. Absolutely fantastic. Right. Well, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to dive in and we're going to take a look at retrieval, first of all, folks. Retrieval, a really handy skill that you will use at school and out of it. Now, retrieval essentially, in this kind of context, means to find information. And you might want to do that about a football team, about a political figure, or possibly even a band that you like. Now, when I was your age, I had to go to the library. But I still used to search in the same way to find out information, to retrieve information. So it's always important to look for what we call keywords. And it's to get those keywords, it's really important to have a good vocabulary. And you get that by reading. Win-win. Now, to answer a retrieval type question in your SATS, look at the words in the question. This will also apply in years' time when you sit your GCSEs. Look at the words in the question. Ensure you know what you're being asked to do, and then simply scan the text to find the information that you need. And that information is going to be used in words that are either similar to the ones in the question or even words that are identical to the ones in the question. Let me show you what that looks like. We have a retrieval question. How old was Barry? Right. We have a question here. How old was Barry? Okay, that's me. And we're going to retrieve that information from the following text. Barry was a very handsome man. Ooh. He was 21 years old, stop laughing teachers, and visited schools in an attempt to help pupils improve their literacy skills. Now, if we scan through that text, we can see that the word old is in there. There's a number, 21 years, which is going to give us a clue that that is kind of where we should find our answer. So then all we need to do is simply grab and retrieve that information. It's that simple. Grab and retrieve, grab and retrieve, grab and retrieve. Let's all see you do that. Grab and retrieve. Come on, everyone. Grab and retrieve, grab and retrieve, grab and retrieve, grab and retrieve, grab and retrieve. Stick my arm out like that. We've got a really awesome air guitar. Fantastic. Right then, folks. Oh, we've got a couple more birthdays. We've got Holly's birthday from the Ellis. We've got another Holly at St Stephen's, and Mr. Handy's birthday on Sunday. There we go. So teacher's birthday as well. But back on track, folks, because it's your turn. And I need a clever person, or any of you clever people, to answer in the following way. Now, remember, no typing. No typing. Oh, we're getting a few birthdays. You're going to need to tell me after this because I'm going to get loads of comments. If you've just said, if you've written a birthday that I've not read out, let me know after this question because there's no way it's going to get lost in the comments. Right, folks, your turn. Your question is, from which of the following sources can you retrieve information? This isn't that easy. It's not as obvious as it may appear. If you're going for the obvious answer, you probably got it wrong. If you laugh at any of the options, you probably got it wrong. I can't give you any more clues than that. Your options are, is it A, a textbook? Is it B, Facebook? Or is it C, a comic? Remember, the question is, from which of the following sources can you retrieve information? Have a good think about that, otherwise you will get it wrong. Your time, oh, with no naughty teacher, so that's a good start. Your time starts now. Oh, someone's got it wrong there. Oh, someone's got it wrong. Oh, lots of people coming in with all. Lots of people coming with all. A few people saying textbook. Lots of people saying all. All of them. All of them. Oh, that's it. We seem to have, yeah, then we've got up. There we go. St Joseph's there. Dean Bank, well done. There we go. All of them. East Harrington saying all of them. Lots of them saying all. Let's see if you're correct, because a few people said textbook, but where can you find information? The correct answer. All of them. You can get information from all of those sources. Give yourselves a big round of applause if you got that, and a big pat on the back. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Fantastic. Oh, lots of people still coming in with all of them. That's brilliant. You worked there. Fantastic. Right. Okay then, folks. Now remember, use your scanning skills to retrieve information that you're going to need to answer the questions in your SATs. Now, I want those grab and retrieve hands there with your arms out like that because we've got an awesome air guitar. You're going to use that. Here we go. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Retrieval is a simple task, it means you look for words. Read and find the relevant ones, it's really not hard work. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. The questions that you're asked won't try to catch you out. Read and find the information, then you're in with a shout. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Look at the words in the question. Look for similar ones in the text. If you can master this simple skill, you'll be reading for meaning next. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Retrieval, retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Retrieval, shouldn't cost too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Retrieval shouldn't cause too much upheaval. Just pick out the relevant ones and tell them to your teacher. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo.
Has anyone seen my copy of the Jungle Book? I can't find it anywhere. It was here 5 minutes ago. It's like a zoo in here. Reg, have you seen it?
What do you expect? It is a zoo.
Here, Ben.
What?
Here, I've got a joke for you.
Oh, here we go.
What do you call a reading skill that can perform motorcycle
I
tricks?
don't know.
Evil retrieval.
Oh, dear me. That's... Oh, goodness.
Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Right then, folks, we're now going to look at a slightly more complex skill. Two skills, in fact. The skills of inference and deduction. Now, when we use inference and deduction, you've got to think about what is being said. You've got to look at the kind of language being used. Think about, depending on who you speak to at any given point in the day, maybe if you speak to a really, really young sibling or cousin, you'll use certain types of words that might be different from the words that you use when you're chatting to your friends. Those words might be different. You might choose different words to chat to an adult or possibly a teacher. So think about the type of language that's being used in any given text. You choose your words, so do the writers. Read between the lines. Try and look for clues as to what's not being said. And try and detect a writer's mood. So we're going to take a look at just a piece of writing, and we're going to try and work out what the writer's view is based on what they say. So what's the writer's view of Red Riding Hood? And we're going to work that out from this text. So let's see. An immature girl with no regard for her own personal safety went into the dangerous woods. She knew perfectly well that there was a wolf on the loose. Her actions caused the death of an innocent woodland creature. Now put your hand up if you think the writer of this text likes Red Riding Hood. No, I don't think so either, because the writer is using words like immature. The writer's using words like saying that her actions caused the death of an innocent woodland creature. He's using what we call negative language. It's dead simple. If you're asked to comment on language, is it positive or negative? Chances are it's going to be one or the other. The writer here is using negative language to describe Red Riding Hood, and that's what gives me the impression, and I suspect some of you as well, that the writer's not that keen on her. Right then, folks, you've sat beautifully, and once again, it's your turn. The same rules apply, folks. Here's your question. If a writer used statistics, measurements, and instructions, what sort of text would this suggest? No typing till I've given you all the options. Would it suggest A, a love story? Would it suggest B, a report? Or C, as a science fiction book? Your time starts now. We've got a report from Grabbins, well, giving you a wrong packet. Report, Langley School, Taylor, report. Tannisdale, Grangetown, St Oswald's, Parkhead again, Jarrows Cross, St Joseph's, Highfield have come up with a report. Inglesby Academy saying report. East Herrington saying report. Thornton saying report. That's it. Castleside Primary, Bassford Primary, all saying report. And report. Tannisdale saying report. East Herrington saying report. St Stephen's and Bolton saying reports. And then there we go. Right, fantastic. Absolutely superb. Lots of people going for the reports there. The correct answer. You're right, it's a report. Reports tend to contain factual language. If you said science fiction, I will let that one go. There is that possibility there, certainly, but certainly the answer we were looking for would be a report. Well done, folks. Lots of schools getting that absolutely right. Right then, folks. Now remember, look at the words to find clues. And now it's time to listen to the inference and deduction blues. Inference and deduction. It's not a simple instruction. We're not reading between the lines to form our own conclusions. Read the text and find the clues. That's the inference and deduction blues. When something's inferred, it means that somebody's not being straight. It needs some working out. Figure out the message that they've got to say. Read the text and find the clues. That's the inference and deduction blues. When we look at the skill of deduction, or when we try to deduce, we need the skills of a detective, looking for evidence and finding the clues. Read the text and find the clues. That's the inference and deduction blues. Read the text and find the clues. That's the inference and deduction blues. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo.
Just what exactly are you trying to infer? What's wrong with you? I'm reading between the lines, so watch it. Hey, Des, you take everything so personally.
Can you look?
Right. Oh, they're always at it. Mind you, it reminds me of a joke. Right. What's the difference between a writer's inference and a special offer at the supermarket?
I don't know, Polly. What is the difference between a writer's inference and a special offer at the supermarket?
One has to be deduced and the other has to be reduced.
Did she say a writer's inference or a rhino's inference?
Oh, dear me.
Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Right then, folks, we've got Isla's birthday next week at Deaf Hill. Stella from St Cuthbert's birthday next Wednesday, so a couple more with their birthdays on during the SATS. But I'm going to make everyone really jealous now because I'm really jealous. And we've got Katie at Sherburn Primary. It's her birthday today, and she's brought in a cake. They've got cake. They're watching that, eating cake. Dear me. Right, oh, Alfie from Jarros Cross, Cameron from Byers Green, and at Castleside Primary are all coming to, to Sherburn. They're not that far away either, so I think I might join you to get up in my car once this is finished. Right, okay, Quinn and Harry's birthday during SATS week as well, and Finn at Bishop's Wood. There we go. Stella from St Cuthbert's, Ivy from St Agnes Primary, all next week. Even Grace from Harlow Green as well. Fantastic. Oh, and Gracie from Harlow Green. And Eve in the SATS week. Lots of birthdays going on next week. Right. Okay, so hopefully we've covered everyone. If I'm not, I'm so sorry. The martial art of reading. We're going to get straight into this, the martial art of reading. Not only does this give you access to a deadly martial art, so you do have to promise not to kill anybody. Okay? But this is also going to help you with any reading tasks that you do. Okay, right. We need to cover 3 key elements of the martial art of reading. We need to ascertain why a text has been written. What is the purpose of the text? Every single text that's ever been written will have a purpose. Whether it's an ancient religious book, whether it's a comprehensive instruction manual, or whether it's his mum's shopping list. For every single thing that's been written, we need to decide why something's been written. And that could be to describe, to entertain, to analyse, to report, to inform, or to persuade, or to argue. But we need to answer, why has a text been written? So after 3, I want you all to join in and ask, why? So ready? 1, 2, 3, why? Very good. Oh, Sedgefield Primary's got a birthday next week. That's Matthew. And there we go. Bella from Grange. I think we've got that one in. And Theo from Battyford Primary. I think we have covered all the birthdays. But back to the martial art of reading. Having ascertained why the text has been written, we then need to consider who the text has been written for. Who are the intended target audience? And to find out that, we need to find out, because every single book that's ever been written will always have a target audience, whether it's an ancient religious book, whether it's a comprehensive instruction manual, or whether it's their mum's shopping list. And to do that, we need to ask, who has the text been written for? Who? So after 3, I want you all to join me in saying, who? 1, 2, 3, who? Fantastic. So we've got why, we've got who. Brilliant. Right then, folks. And we need to differentiate our audience between how young or how old they are, how rich or how poor they might be, how well educated, how not so well educated they might be, whether they're male or female. Always try and be as specific as possible when deciding who a text has been written for. But having decided why the text has been written, who it's been written for, we then need to think about the form of the text. How has it been written? What techniques are being used? And to do that, we need to focus our inner chi. Achieve a state of inner peace. That's inner peace. And ask, how has a text been written? How has a text been put together? And we might be looking for things like alliteration, similes, metaphors, rhyme, quotes, rhetorical questions, short sentence, or forceful phrases. All of these things that your teacher's been teaching you throughout the year. But we do need to find out how a text has been written. So to put those 3 things together, it goes like this. Why, who, how? After 3, 1, 2, 3. Why, who, how? After 3, 1, 2, 3. Why, who, how? Brilliant stuff. Right then, folks, for the last time today, it's your turn. Now, what does why, who, how tell us about a text? No typing until you've answered it, until I've finished giving you the options. So get ready, folks. This is the last time. Last time we're going to do this. Is it A, does it tell us the purpose, audience and form? Does it tell us B, the story, or C, the weather? Your time starts now. We've got Manly Bank without got Keller with Outlanding Purpose. That's Cuthbert's, Greystone Parkhead, the Wellbridge Way, Kathleen, Jarrett Cross, St Stephen's and Bolton. Dean Bank are saying Irvington Primary, that's fantastic. Dean Bank again. East Herrington are coming out with A. Thornton are coming out with A. Jarvis Cross saying A. Eastover are saying A. Tannisdale are saying A. Ridgeway saying A. Lots of people. St John's Fisher are saying A. Townend Academy are saying the first one, that's A. The Dry Primary, Tannisdale are all saying A. And there we go. Fantastic. And Warwick Bridge coming in with A as well. Right then, folks. But what is the correct answer? Yeah, absolutely right. Give yourselves a massive round of applause and a huge pat on the back. Oh, good heavens, we've got to Miss Moffat's just written A. Reed Street come up with A. Whitton Weir A. Bishop's Wood A. Reed Street again, Batterford Primary School. Miss Clark is saying A. Fantastic. Lots of you getting that right, and well done, folks. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, we're nearly finished. But remember, and use the martial art of reading to help you understand the meaning of a text. Now then, folks, we've got a challenge. And I want you all, if you have a school social media account, get a photo of your pupils doing this. We're going to do the Why Who How dance to the Why Who How song. That's our challenge. So on your school social media account, post a picture of your class performing the martial art of reading. So let's have a practice. We're going to go Why Who How. Why Who How. Fantastic. Show people what your school can do. Get that out there. Don't forget to tag the Punctuation Show. Are we ready?
Why who how? Why who how? What is the purpose of the text we've read? Writing to persuade, or describe instead, maybe to explain, report or analyse. Look at all the clues, see what the text implies. Ancient sayings tell us that we must allow the martial art of reading. Why who how? Why who how? Why who how? Who are the audience? It's been written for. Uneducated, clever, maybe rich or poor. Are they male or female? Are they old or young? We can work it out, so let's have some fun. Ancient sayings tell us that we must allow the martial art of reading. Why who how? Why who how? What about the form? How's it put together? We can spot devices and show that we're clever. Develop these ideas as thoroughly as we can, and then we've every confidence that things will go to plan. Ancient sayings tell us that we must allow the martial art of reading. Why who how? Why who how? Why who how? Why who how? Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Hey, Des, have you seen me copy of Harry Potter? What's the matter? Can you not bear to be without it? I don't know why you're even reading it. You're not even the target audience. You should pay attention to the martial art of reading. Why? Who? How? Exactly. Did you hear about the martial artist who got sick? No. He got kung flu.
Well, it's not the martial art of telling jokes, that's for certain.
Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo. Get down to the reading zoo, get down to the reading zoo.
Right then, folks. Now, again, we have a voucher for everyone that's attended the session. And if I can send this out to your teachers, it's £20, which entitles the bearer to spend £20 of their own money on anything they want at a shop of their choice. I know a few of you went to Tesco's after the last one, so there we go. And a quick appeal before you all shoot off, this is just a quick attention for teachers. Teachers, I would love to know what you thought of the shows. Were they useful? Did your pupils enjoy them? It would be just amazing if you could let me know that. I will be sending an email out across the weekend. If you could just reply and let me know how you think it could be improved, if you would be interested in me running more sessions like this next year. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Mr. Horse is back from Tesco. That's great. Fantastic. If any feedback at all that you could give would be amazing. And let me know if you would like me to run some sessions, some free sessions like this next year. Maybe a few more looking at spelling, different elements of punctuation and grammar. Thank you so much for joining me. Pupils, all the best for your SATs next week. You'll smash it. Absolutely smash it. All that's left for me to say again is thank you and goodbye. Thank you so much. Bye.